Thanks for joining us on Friday, July the 11th, 2025. Every week, we break down the biggest headlines with no spin, no fluff, and definitely no agenda or biased. Today, I'm just going to give you an update on what's going on with the Gaza ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. So let's get started and find out what's really going on. So, the ceasefire status, positive response from Hamas on that US backed 60-day ceasefire proposal. Israel has also agreed and has sent negotiators to Qatar along with the delegation from the United States. However, Israel has already stated that some of the changes that Hamas has requested is unacceptable and they'll need to work through it. President Trump also stated that Israel has accepted the draft agreement and urges Hamas to agree, warning that if they don't agree, things are going to get really bad. So what's the key points of the agreement proposal, ceasefire? Basically, a release of 10 living hostages in a phased manner, also 18 deceased. Humanitarian relief would be ramped up and distributed by the United Nations, not the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation that was set up by the United States and Israel. The IDF would withdraw to a buffer zone along the Gaza border with Israel, and negotiations for a permanent end to the war would begin on day one of the ceasefire. That's all great. Those are the preliminary points on the agreement that at least Israel has agreed to, and Hamas has tentatively shown positive signs towards. The sticking points, obviously, from both sides are still the same things that they've been arguing about from day one, which is Hamas demands guarantees of a permanent ceasefire, but they want a full withdrawal of Israeli forces from the Gaza Strip. Israel insists that Hamas needs to disarm, relinquish control of the Gaza Strip before there's any lasting peace. So they don't want to leave Hamas in any way controlling any part of the Gaza Strip. Despite all of this, there still needs to be aid delivered to the Gaza Strip, and these fine-tuning of the agreement still needs to be worked out. And those are the outstanding items that are currently being discussed in Qatar. For my final points is that they're still arguing about the same points they were arguing about, like I said, months ago. Whether they're going to be able to overcome that, I don't know. Food is it's a currency now in the Gaza Strip. So the Israelis don't want to give up the control of distributing the food in the Gaza Strip. They want to maintain the distribution centers. And obviously, Hamas doesn't want that. They want the UN back in to distribute the food. That way, they can control the food and how it gets to the people, because they use it as currency in exchange for them to be loyal to their cause. I thought this agreement would have been already agreed to and signed and ready to go by the end of this week. President Trump was saying that. I really believe that it would happen, but it didn't. Today is Friday. Maybe it's going to happen over the weekend, but that's where things stand right now. Do I think the agreement's going to go ahead and be agreed to by both parties? I think for Hamas, they're at the end of their rope, but I've been saying that for a long time. They don't have any senior commanders on the ground in Gaza. That makes it even more difficult to agree to a ceasefire. Those decisions are being made outside of Gaza. Iran is more worried. Iran is not a player anymore. They're more worried about their own situation. Hezbollah is basically out of the picture, and the Houthis are being pounded every day by Israeli Air Force. So they're basically alone, and they have to make this decision because the Israelis have now pushed hard into Gaza and are actually demolishing structures as they move forward, so there'll be fewer places to hide. It's already the Gaza Strip is just basically rubble everywhere. So I guess them taking down whatever's standing and moving things around, they're really being aggressive by further airstrikes into the Gaza Strip. They need to get some help for those people inside Gaza. But it all has to come to an end at some point, and I don't think Hamas has very many options right now. And right now is the best time to get an agreement with Hamas because Iran is completely decimated militarily, financially, and they're not looking for any more fights at this point. They're not capable right now of supporting their proxy groups right now in any financial or military way. So now's the time to make the deal. So let's hope and cross our fingers that it happens for the sake of the hostages and get them out of that nightmare, at least for the ones that are alive. For the ones that have passed away and have been killed, we need to bring that agony to an end with their families and get the bodies back to their families so they can bring this in somewhat of an end for this horrible situation. Anyhow, thanks for joining. Let me know your thoughts and comments on this episode. I really want to know what you think. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe key and the bell icon so that you're notified so you don't miss any one of my episodes. And be safe and take care, and I'll see you on the next one.